See, today we will go through a very important topic, which is access control. So we have been looking at different access controls like private, public. Yes, sometimes we don't even use access control. Sometimes we directly use the class name without mentioning whether it is public or private or whatever. Yes, so those are access modifiers or access controls. Fine. So we have been using that without much knowledge about it. Although you know what public is open to all. That is what I have told you. But what is actually a access modifier? You see, it specifies the accessibility or scope of a field. Field means the instance variables of the class. Okay, so these are the instance variables. So it specifies the accessibility, who can access the variables belonging to a class, the methods of the class, the constructor used, or the class itself. Okay, so we can apply access control to the variables, to the methods, to the constructor, or to the class itself. Fine. So whenever we apply any access specifier, we have to we have to make sure who can access those and who cannot access those. So it is up to the user how you design, how you want your program to be accessed. Okay, so we will learn about the various access specifiers in Java today. This is very important. Please try to understand. And if you have any doubts, please let me know so that I can clarify in this class itself. Okay. See, here in Java, we have four access specifiers, namely private, default, protected, and public. Okay. So first, I will start with the private and public. You have been using public. Yes, so what is public? Public is when it is public. So the general meaning of public is, okay, so this is for the general, it is for all. Okay, it is open for all, it is available everywhere, anybody can access the fields. So if any field, any method, any constructor, or any class is declared as public, it means that that particular method, field, constructor, or class can be accessed by anyone from outside the class, from outside the package, from everywhere. So this is what this level specifies. It can be accessed from everywhere. Okay, so this is the least restricted access modifier. Means it is open to all. There are no restrictions to it. Okay, it can be accessed from within the class, outside the class, within the package, outside the package. Fine. Compared, in contrast to the public, we have private. So it is the most restricted, it is the least restricted. In fact, public has got no restrictions at all, it is open for all. At the same time, private is just the opposite. Okay, it is just the contradiction of public, where anything that you declare as private is private. Okay, so this actually private enhances, this particular access modifier actually enhances data hiding in object oriented programming. Okay, so this is one feature of data hiding is one of the very striking features of object oriented programming, where we would like to protect our data. Okay, so in such cases, we you know uh, uh, apply this particular access modifier to that class or method or field, constructor, whichever we would like to keep as private. Okay, we would not want it to be accessed by anybody else. Okay, so it is the most restricted level. Fine. In public, sorry, in private, okay, if any method, field, or constructor, or a class is declared as private. Okay, so talking about the methods methods and fields. So any method or field declared as private, okay, only it can be accessed from within the class. Okay, it cannot be accessed from outside the class. Forget about packages, we will come to packages a bit later. Forget about packages. When we are talking about class, okay, so any member of the class declared as private means it is private to the class only. Okay, it is encapsulated inside the class, and it is enhancing data hiding. That means nobody else can have access to the data that has been declared as private inside the class. Only the member functions, only the methods of the class can access the private members of the class. Okay, so whenever inside the class you have any member declared as private, be it a variable, be it a method, that particular method, or that particular variable can be accessed only by the methods of that particular class, only from within the class. Okay, it is not accessible outside the class. Now, okay, so we have discussed about private. So private is just the opposite of public. Okay, public is open, whereas private is a closed one. Okay, we use private to, you know, increase the data hiding capability. Okay, next we have protected. So what is protected? Protected we will not discuss much. We will be using protected in inheritance. Okay, the next then in the next topic, the next important feature that we will be discussing about object-oriented programming is inheritance. So there we will be discussing about protected, and protected is mainly used with inheritance. Okay, so protected is slightly flexible than private. Okay, but however it is restricted as compared to public. That means just as I said, any member declared as private is accessible only within the class. It cannot be accessed from outside the class. Yes, in protected, any member declared as protected, okay, inside the class, that is accessible from outside the class, but that class has to be a child class. Okay, it has to be a child class of that particular class to which the member belongs. Okay, so I need to have one particular class that should be a child class. That means we perform inheritance, that is an inherited or derived class of the parent class. So when any member of the parent class is declared as protected, that particular member is accessible outside that parent class, but only by the child class of that parent class. Okay, so this we will understand when we will go through inheritance. We will be discussing inheritance. Okay, so here we will stop it here itself. Okay, next we have default. So see, whenever sometimes we prefer not to use, see, as you can see here, we have not used any public access specifier here. Yes, we have not used an access specifier here, not even in here. Okay, not even in here, if you can see. So as I said, access specifiers are used with the variables, methods, yes, constructors, and the classes. So if you can see, I have, except for this, here I have mentioned explicitly, okay, the public access specifier. But apart from this here I haven't mentioned anything, not even in here, not even in here. Okay, so I have not mentioned any other access specifiers elsewhere except for the main function. So what if I do not mention any access specifier? So by default, okay, by default, this is the access specifier. So default itself is an access specifier. So which means that when we do not explicitly declare any access specifier for a class, field, method, or constructor, okay, it means that it belongs to the default access modifier. Now what happens if you declare something as default? Means if you do not use any access specifier. Okay, so what is this default access specifier? See, it is somewhat closer to public. Okay, default access specifier is almost like public. Difference is that in case of public, talking about packages, okay, so public is open for all. As I said, public, any member declared as public can be accessed from within the class, from outside the class, from within a package, from outside the package. Okay, package means folder, that I will explain you in the next part. So here we do not have any restriction, so it is open to all. In default, okay, any member declared as default, it is accessible from inside the class and from outside the class as well, but it is not accessible from outside the package. Okay, so any data member declared as default is accessible within the class, outside the class, within the same package, but not outside the package. Okay, so here lies the difference between default and public. Okay, so this public, any data member declared as public can be accessed from outside the package as well. That means it can be accessed from anywhere. Here this is the restriction in default. Okay, except that default and public are same. Okay, in default the members declared as default cannot be accessed outside the package. Okay, it can be accessed from within the package. Okay, all the classes that belongs to a particular package. So if you declare any class as default, okay, then that class can be accessed by all the other classes which belongs to a particular package. So it can be easily accessed within the package. Okay, it can be also accessed outside the class, it can be accessed within the class, but it cannot be accessed outside the package. Okay, so default members cannot be accessed outside the package. That is the only restriction and the difference between default and public. Okay, so you have to do a comparative study. Private and public are completely opposite. Default and public, we have only one difference, which is in default members cannot be accessed from outside the package. Okay, and protected is somewhat related to private, except that it is one level, you know, above it. One level above means private clearly demonstrates the concept of data hiding. Okay, the private completely demonstrates the idea of data hiding, because it will hide all the data, all the methods inside the class, and it can be accessed only from within the class. Okay, so whenever you want to write a program with, you know, full restriction, you would not want the data or method to be accessed from outside the class, then you have to use private. Okay, and regarding protected, as I said, this we use in inheritance. So protected is slightly flexible than private, in that any member declared as protected can be accessed outside the class also, but that class, okay, that class which will access this particular members of the current class has to be the child of the current class. Okay, so this we will learn in inheritance. So have you got an idea now for the time being, before looking at the examples one by one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Kritika?
Now please default one once again.
Yeah, we will discuss every each of these access specifiers with examples. Okay, then you will get your concepts clear. Okay, let me directly start with examples. Okay, let me directly start with examples so that you can easily understand. This is a chart actually. Okay, so these are the access modifiers. So here we have these constraints, okay, within the class, within package, outside package, and outside package by the subclass only, and outside package. Subclass means the inherited class or the child class. So whenever any data, you know, whenever any member means it can be field, method, also a class constructor. So whenever any class constructor, method, or variable is declared as private, okay, it can be accessed only within the class, so it has been marked as yes. The rest, no, no, no. So as you can see, this is the most restricted access modifier. In contrast to private, we have everywhere yes, which means that it is open to all. Least restricted. Okay, then compared, now talking about the default. Okay, uh, within the class you can access it yes, within the package you can access it yes, outside the package you cannot access it, which, so this was the difference. Outside the package we can access the public members, but we cannot access the uh, default members, and outside package by subclass only, so this is also not possible. Okay, so this is also not possible. So in case of default, we can access the data members only within the class, outside the class, or within the same package. Okay, so these are the difference between public and default. Next is protected. So if you just remember this chart, it will be easier for you to you know, understand. Next is protected. So in protected, yes, it is accessible within the class, it is accessible within the same package, it is accessible within the outside the package but by some subclass. So yes, it is possible. So here is a restriction. Okay, outside the package but only by the subclass, yes, because this is protected and we can use it in inheritance. Okay, this can be used by any child class of a class, although it is declared outside the package. And regarding this, if only outside the package, no, it is not possible. So outside the package but only by the subclass, yes, it is possible. So these are the these are the features of all of these four access modifiers. Now we will look at each one by one through programs. Okay, then you will understand. Okay, I have copy pasted the programs here itself. Okay, we start with this. Just see here. Just ignore the codes that are commented. Okay, ignore the part that are commented. See, I have two classes here. One is class A and one is class simple. Okay, now as you can see, here we will be demonstrating the idea of private. Okay, we will be demonstrating the idea of private access modifier. So we have two classes here. We have not given any access modifier, which means it is default. Okay, so when any class is declared as default, it is accessible from outside the class also. So this particular class can easily access this class. Okay, so this is our accessible. This class will be accessible from outside the class also, and from the same package, within the same package. So these two programs are within the same package. Okay, I will explain packages in details in the next part. However, for this example, just remember that these two classes are inside the same package. Okay, inside the same package, which is the default package or the unnamed package. Okay, so here we have two classes, which is one has been declared as default and one has been declared as public. Fine, so this is open to all. This class can be accessed from everywhere. This can be accessed, this cannot be accessed from outside the package. Okay, now that is not what I was supposed to say. Look at here, inside class A we have two members. One is the variable which is declared as private and it has got a value 40. Next, we have a method message, which also has been declared as private. Okay, so these two are the private members of class A. And what did we learn? That anything that is declared as private inside the class is accessible only inside the class. Okay, so this message has this statement inside, which will simply display hello Java. Okay, so these are the data members. I think it is fine till here. Then in the simple class, we have a main function. Then what are we doing? We are creating an object of class A, obj. Okay, we are creating an object of class A. We do not have any constructor defined here. So this is a default constructor which will initialize this object to 0. Okay, so initially data will be initialized to 0. Since we have not defined any constructor, then what do we have here? We have a println statement where we will simply display the value of data. Okay, so now you see, to display this data, what are we supposed to do? We to access this data member. Okay, what are we supposed to do? We have to access it using the object of the class. Yes, now that is what we did here. We have created an object, and to access that member we have used the object followed by dot operator followed by the data member. So this should have, so let's just check the output first. Also here we have another function called obj.message. So basically what am I doing? Because these members data and message belongs to the first class, that is why we have, just like we do in other, we have been doing the following the same concept. Here also we have created an object for the first class and we are trying to access the members directly using the object. So let us first check the output. Okay. See, what do we get? Errors. We get two errors. One is in 20, line number 20. And what does the error say? Data has private access in A. Therefore, this statement, the statement in line 20 will show an compile time error. Okay. So data has private access in A. So this particular member is private in A. So the object also, though the object belongs to the same class, But irony is the object itself cannot access the data directly. Okay. Next, we have another error in line number 21, this one. That is when we try to invoke the message method. Okay. So here also it showed the same compile time error, and what was that? Message function has private access in A. So just as you can see, if you use the private access modifier, okay, it means that the data or the member declared as private is accessible only from within the class. So any member from here can access this message or data. Apart from that, any other, class, okay, in fact the object of this class cannot directly access this information. Okay, so when we try to access this data and message method using the object of this class also only, what happened? Both showed compile time error. Fine. So this is how private access modifier demonstrate the idea of data hiding in object oriented programming. This is very important. Okay, so whenever you want your data to be very much secured, okay, you have to use private. So private is the most restricted. So whenever, just keep in mind that whenever you are designing any application, okay, you have to be very careful where to use private and where not to use private, because it is very restricted. So you should understand. Now, to what we can do is, see, since these are declared as private, let's do one thing. Let us just remove it. Okay, let us just remove it. And now let us again execute the same program. Fine. See, it successfully compiled and we have the desired output. First is 40 for data and next is the message, hello Java. Have you understood? Okay. Next you see, now let this be private. यहाँ पे private ही रहने दो. So next we will see, if it is private, then how can we, okay, so I'm going back to the same program. Okay, I have given the access modifiers as private again. Now we will see, अगर ये private है तो हम इस error को कैसे correct करें? How can we access these private members from outside the class? Okay, so this idea failed, this also failed. So what will we do is, what have we done is, see, we need, as I said, the method, this information can be accessed only from inside the class. So we need another method that can access both of this private data. Okay, so here what have we done is, we have declared, we have used a function, okay, which is public void show. So this is one method from the same class that we have declared as public. Okay, and inside this method, what have we done? We have first tried to invoke the message method, and then we have tried to display the value of the data. Okay, so using this method, we have tried to access the private data and method of the same class. Now, what will we do? We will simply make a call to this method, because once you get access to this method will automatically invoke, and this method is allowed to access this information because this method also belongs to the same class as this information. Yes, so we have declared one method which will be directly accessing this information, and we will simply call that particular method from the main function of the second class, this. Okay, now we see, hello Java value is 40. Is it clear? Have you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, someone asked me in a message. Okay, I just saw a message here. Ma'am, could we directly declare the class A as private? Okay, yes, you can. Then we have to check. Let us check private. Okay, And now we will see what we get. Modifier private not allowed here, private class A. Okay, so just ignore the comment commented instructions. Okay, see, we have two classes again. One is class A and one is the simple one. Okay, and which contains the main function. So that is why we have saved the file as simple one with the name, with this name. So we have two classes here. Okay, then we have inside class A, first we have a default constructor which has been declared as private. Fine. And then we have, so this is a default constructor, you have nothing inside. So it simply means it has got the same meaning. Okay, so whenever you create an object, initially it will be initialized to 0. Fine. So next we have a message here. So this message contains a println statement which will display hello Java. So it is almost like the same example. Then in this particular class, we have only the object declaration statement. Okay, we have simply created an object for class A and we will invoke the constructor for that particular class. Okay, now if, see, what was it supposed to do? It was supposed to create, okay, this statement on execution was supposed to create an object of class A and invoke the constructor A. So when this would be executed, automatically control will be passed here. Okay, the constructor will be invoked, the object will be finally initialized with default values, and then, okay, that is it. But here we will now check, and we do not have any statement for calling the method here. Okay, so now first we will check only that simple one. See here, what do we have? We have an error in line 14. So which is line 14, this, okay, where we try to create the object. So what do we have here? Constructor A has private access in A. Therefore, it has showed a compile time error. So since we are invoking a constructor which has got private access modifier, therefore this particular object cannot be initialized. Okay, this particular object cannot be initialized. Is that fine? So now if you try to invoke, because we have not initialized this object, and if you try to invoke message from obj, see, we have an error because this is not allowed. Okay, we could not initialize the object, and therefore, you know, you cannot access it, like you cannot use this object now. Okay, so first you have to initialize your object. You have to use constructors to initialize objects. Only after that you can use the object. Yes, so this is what it is showing. Because our constructor is a private one, okay, that is why it will not initialize the object. Is that fine? Now to remove this problem, what will we do is we will simply comment this part, okay, and we remove it. So we have defined a constructor with no access modifier, which means it is default. Okay, so when it is default, it is open everywhere except from outside the package. So since we don't have any problem regarding the package because we have inside the package only, that is why now we will check again. So I have removed the access modifier. See here, see, we have the desired output as hello Java. Okay, it is the same thing. You use this, and if you comment it here and you use it here, it is the same thing. Some might be thinking that initially we did not, you know, define any constructor of this sort. Yes, so this statement and this, it is the same thing. Okay, so here I just had to demonstrate the idea of private, okay, with constructors. That is why I just, you know, wrote this constructor. I just tried to define the default constructor here, which is empty. Okay, it is the same thing. So writing this particular statement, okay, writing this particular statement, or with the, or not writing this statement, it is the same thing. So this constructor will automatically invoke this, the default constructor. It will initialize the object with 0, and then once it is initialized, now you are free to use the object. So then you can easily access this message method, and since we do not have any access modifier here, therefore it is default, so you can easily access it from outside the class. That is all about this example, the role of constructors declared as private. Is it clear till here?
Ma'am, if we make the message function private, then